My name is Francisco Lopez, Francisco J Lopez Arubla, and that's how you're gonna find me. I am, I'm a realtor, real estate agent, and my business name is FJL Homes Inc. I work for Pearson Smith Realty here in Ashburn, and well, what I do is I help people find their dream home. More than that, I try to be a guidance whenever somebody's out there shopping or asking for questions. Hey, how's the market? So trying to educate consumers about all that. Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah, no, I think that's incredible and I think that's great. And talk to me, I do have a question. Do you
Yeah.
also speak Spanish? Like, do you have like the bilingual so that gives
Yeah.
you like an edge over everybody else knowing
Yeah.
that extra language and being able to help such a diverse community?
Yeah, no, the Spanish. Yeah, I'm fluent in Spanish. I'm actually my story is I'm originally from Colombia, Bogota, Colombia. I moved here in 2001 when I was 18. So Spanish is, I mean, you probably can tell my accent. Still, I have like certain words that come out like, hey, I can
Yeah.
definitely see it. So yes, I mean, I did a Spanish speaking. I work with a lot of Hispanic community, but yes, definitely like having the Spanish
And the
part
English?
and the English of both of them. I mean, being bilingual is definitely an advantage.
Right? That's
It's
awesome.
Good. It's good.
Yay.
Trying to get the third one.
What
so
is it?
Italian.
Okay.
Stuff.
Buongiorno, I
Yeah,
think.
there you
That's
go.
all I know. I'm sorry. I don't know anything else. Or DiGiorno, the pizza.
Yeah,
That's all I know.
exactly. It gets easier when you speak, Spanish. So
I'm sure, because they kind of got that similarity.
yeah,
Cool.
it does.
And now tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got into the real estate industry, what led you here, and how you got to where you are today.
Well, how did I get here? I work in the customer service. I mean, I work in restaurants for a long time. I was 10 plus years. Did bartending, serving, ended up managing restaurants in different companies. So I did that a lot. A lot of work. A lot of work. So how did I end up here? Good friend of mine. I bumped into him. He used to work with me at one of the restaurants. I bumped into him at a Giant one time. And he was just, hey man, how are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. He invited me to an event at Pearson Smith. It was, they were opening the Ashburn office. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll check it out. Went over there, met Eric Pearson. Eric Pearson is the owner of Pearson Smith. Great guy. I mean, he got me there. I was like, okay, man, I'll check it out. Started taking the classes, everything, and then I just got into it because I really thought I enjoy meeting people. I enjoy the flexibility, knowing that I could have more time with my family, and at the same time, I can have, the financial stability to, take a vacation with my kids during the summer,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
And things like that. So I definitely thought that, when I bumped into him, he seems super excited. And he is probably one of the greatest realtors right now that I know. And got me into that. Eric Pearson, the company, I think the Pearson Smith, to me, has been home since day one. And the reason I changed careers is because I saw that I could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome. And it takes courage and bravery to be like, I'm going to step out of this that I've been doing and then just
Yeah.
go into the unknown.
Exactly.
What was that process like for you? Was it scary? Did you have a coach or mentor? I'm sure the guys at Pearson Smith
Yeah.
also gave you a helping hand, right?
They did. So that's actually, and you just use the word, it's courage. It's not an easy transition, especially when you have a steady paycheck and a steady job. You take a big risk, but I think that it comes to you. If you really enjoy doing it, you're gonna do whatever it is to make it happen.
Yeah.
I heard stories of a lot of people say realtors usually, I mean, the successful realtor has to be on the business for more than 5 years. Like a lot of people leave the business at 2 years or 5 years because it's tough. To me, this is my 7th year. The first 2 were tough. It takes a lot of courage, but I mean, you really have to want to do it. I found something that I was passionate about. When I met people, when I went out meeting people to show them houses. First
Yeah.
of all, going to see houses is awesome. When you end up looking at a 2.5 million, you know, home,
Home, yeah.
you're like, wow. I mean, it's things like that. So I started enjoying that, the flexibility, talking to people. I really saw all the experience that I got from restaurant management, like I brought it into this, and I love meeting people. I mean, it's nerve-wracking. Like it makes me nervous to
The
meet them
unknown.
the first time, but once you meet them, you kind of
Like,
get that.
okay.
Hey,
That wasn't
we
so
can be
bad.
friends.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
No, I love that, and I love that you have that personal story where it's like, okay, I have a steady paycheck. I'm about to leave and go into the unknown because I think this is my calling and I think this is my passion. And sometimes it's hard to decide, like, do you pick like the easy route where you're getting steady paycheck, income,
Exactly.
security, and then going to like, but this is my passion and there's potential, but you have to put in a lot of work. It's not just like, oh, I'm gonna switch and I'm gonna sell
exactly,
one house and I'm gonna have so much money. Tell me about all the hard work that you put into it because, like you said, it's make or break it after 5 years. You're on your 7th year now. So tell me what was the secret for you and all the dedication and work that you put in.
Yeah, well, the secret was, a lot of support, family, myself. I like to work on myself, a lot of motivation, working on myself just to make sure that I keep on going and don't just give up at the first failure. And one thing that I did is I tried to find ways to keep me afloat during the first 2 years. So I left my job and I started driving Uber. So Uber gave me that flexibility that I could, have some income and at the same time do my thing. So Uber, I would do Uber at night or during the weekends. And then during the day, I would be like meeting people, getting database and stuff like that. So I did that for about, I want to say 2 years. And by the time the pandemic, that was 2020, the beginning of 2020, that's when the business started like picking up. And I started getting a lot of calls. I mean, people that I met, I tell you, I met people driving over that I helped sell houses
Look at that.
and buy houses, and I still have relationships with them. So it's one of those things that you just have to find something to keep you afloat, because at the beginning it's definitely, you have to have some kind of income, something that helps you pay the electricity bill.
Yes.
But when you want something, I think you just figure it out, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the
Yeah.
passion that you have, that's like a key. Like if you want it, it's
Yeah.
going to be so much easier because you're not going to be like, another day. Like, yeah, some days it gets hard, but I'm saying for the majority of the time, right? Like that passion is the fire that lights you to keep doing that. For my next question, for marketing, what do you do to get your name out there? How are you letting people know that, hey, I'm Francisco, I'm out here, like, pick me, like, I'm gonna give you this service? Like, are you using online sources? Are you doing, is it like more word of mouth, referrals? Talk to me about if you're doing anything online.
Well, online, not much, I'll be honest with you, but I'm working on that. Starting to do a lot of that this year. Coming 2025, that's one of my goals. Get my name a little bit more exposed, social media, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know that, so I'm 40, almost 42 years old, and I don't know why technology sometimes has been like, Facebook, Instagram, I use it to like know about family, friends, but not
never
for
to,
my
like,
business,
post yourself,
Exactly. So I need to get into that with pages, but to get my name out there, just to answer your question, I'm really good at keeping in touch with people.
That's important.
So, for example, I can tell you stories of, I have a family, right? Starts with a friend of the family that I helped buy a house. From there was a friend of them, then there was the sister of the friend, the brother of the friend. I got pretty much the whole family bought a house with me.
Oh my goodness.
And it would just refer word of mouth. Hey,
That's
this guy's
awesome.
great, this guy, and then they started doing that. So right now I'm more like, keeping in touch with them. I like to call people, and it's sometimes to have conversations about anything. I have a really good friend of mine too that helped buy a house twice and sell one of them, and we talk about video games.
I love it.
That's it. It's not like, I mean, you're gonna buy a house. No, we talk about like, he's big into video games, and it's like, yeah, me too. And like, what can you advise or things like that? So it's
Yeah.
pretty nice. It's
That's awesome.
just staying like that, but marketing itself, yeah, it's just more,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay, yeah. Well, at least like that's your goal that you want to implement for yourself and your business
Yeah,
going forward.
yeah.
So that's cool that you're aware, like, hey, my social footprint needs to go up a little bit. So yeah.
Exactly.
And then I was going to ask you something. Oh, what do you think
Yeah.
are some of the important or key characteristics that you think, in your opinion, that real estate agents should have when a client is looking for somebody to help them buy or sell a house?
In my opinion.
Yes.
Okay. So in my opinion, I think that you just gotta be genuine, right? I think that there is a lot of great realtors out there. And I tell you, there's people that I've worked with that's been on the business for 30 years, 40 years, but they follow what do you say, by the book, or, they have like a salesman
Yeah.
approach,
Mhm.
right? And I think sometimes, consumers these days are super smart,
Yes.
right? A lot of people can't tell when you're just using something that you saw on
A pitch.
like a pitch or something. Oh no, you have to say this and the word this and blah blah blah. No, I mean, it has to be genuine.
Yes.
And I feel like as a person, you really have to be genuine and show them that you really want to help them, right? And I understand that in this business, and it's something that I've actually been through, is not everybody's going to work with me, no matter how nice I am or
Yeah.
how much I try to help them.
Yeah.
The great thing about this business is right now, pretty much, you guys have probably heard so many realtors come by. Is a lot of realtors
Yes.
out there. But the great thing about that is because there are so many different personalities, I feel like consumers have where to choose from.
Exactly.
And everybody clicks different, right?
Mhm.
So I'm the kind of guy I'm not gonna blow up your phone. Like, I know you're gonna come to me, I'm gonna be there. Like, I do a bi-weekly to monthly email with
Check-in.
but email to like all my database, like email with information about interest rates, prices, inventory, and any relevant news about the real estate business.
Yeah.
And I do a video on YouTube, right? I'm getting into that. They're not pretty though. But
It's okay. Everybody starts somewhere.
yeah, exactly. So I share those, but I'm getting, it's kind of a thing that people like,
Mhm.
right? And that's my approach. Look, I'm giving you information. It doesn't matter if you work with me or not. The only thing is I wanna see people doing good.
Yes.
And even consumers when buying a house, because I think that when you buy a house, that's such a big, it's one of the most important transactions you're gonna have in life,
Yes.
right? And I feel that, it should be a good experience. It should at least have something that you can remember, and it's like, it was good.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of paperwork involved, there's a lot of money, there's a lot of things that you have to do. So I feel like, with that being said, being informed is good,
Yeah.
right? And I feel like, this is just one of those things. I try to be genuine, try to provide information, try to make
Educate
sure,
them,
try to make sure people know I'm here for them
Yeah.
if they need me. If they don't, that's fine. I wish you the best, and if you need anything, let me know.
I'm still here.
There
Just
you go.
contact me one text or call away.
There you
No,
go.
I like that strategy because sometimes it can get a little bit pushy, and you're just like you want to hit like stop,
Yeah.
like stop
Yeah,
typing.
exactly,
So it's good,
exactly.
and no hard feelings if people do because it's not their style. But I like that you talked about that, and I like how you talked about being genuine because I feel like that is important. I know sales is part of like the world and doing
Yeah.
stuff, but you also want to do it in a way where. Or not do it in a way, but be genuine and have get to know people too. That's
Yeah.
very important. You can't just be like, oh, you need to buy this if you add this or you're
Yeah.
whatever. Like I feel like sometimes that's too much and it just puts people off, right?
It does, like right away, and that's the thing. Like, consumers are way too smart these days.
Yeah, and now
They
with
know
our phone,
they have all the information they need. So whenever they meet a realtor, I mean, you're just trying to sell me a house. I
Yeah.
mean, you don't care about what I need, right?
exactly.
And that's what I tell people. I introduce myself, send them my introduction, and I felt like that's something you need as a realtor,
Yes.
in my personal opinion.
Yes.
But of course, you also need the business part with like
Exactly.
you're good negotiator and stuff like that. Those are things that I feel meeting people that I'm gonna help buy, sell. gonna give him my genuine side. I'm here for you. This is what I can do. Provide the information,
Yes.
educate them. So next time around, they can be more, hey, I know what I'm doing. And then we go to the actual transaction, the negotiating part.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when you can say the shark comes out.
Yes.
And then
Got
I'll
it.
take care of you.
Yeah. No, but if the shark comes out firsthand, I'm just like, bye.
Yeah,
That was
exactly.
too much for me. Like
Exactly.
I don't even know your last name.
Exactly.
Like, chill. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. Where do you see yourself as a person in the next 5 years, and yourself with your business?
As a person, I mean, I'm big into family. I mean, I'd say I have 3 kids, beautiful wife, and all of them are my support.
Oh.
So I think this business also gave me that opportunity to be around them. So I want to be an example for them.
Yeah.
I want to be somebody they can look up and say, okay, this guy really grind and he made it somewhere just coming from nothing. I mean, there you go. As a professional, I would like to be one of those realtors that you see. I mean, that people knows. Hey, Francisco, not saying the top realtor would be my goal, but at least to have an organic, a stable job where I can help people and still have my name out there.
Yeah.
A lot of plans. There's a lot of plans out there, but I mean, just establish my company and just keep on growing.
Yeah. I love that. Have you considered maybe having your own brokerage, or is that like too far of a step for you, or like maybe having a team or anything like that?
Not yet. I haven't think about that team or brokerage. I don't think that would be the way I go, but
Okay.
you can never tell.
You never know where life can take
Because
you.
in 2 years things might change and I might be, wow, I mean, I'm getting just a ton of people. Let's start doing something. Right
Yeah.
now it's just one of those things that, yeah, I mean, I'm doing pretty good. Let's just work and see what's
Keep it
next.
going. Yeah. Very cool. And what have been some challenges going on in the real estate industry right now that you're just like, oh man, like we're going to get through this, or something maybe that happened to you personally that you've learned from that maybe you want to share with our listeners?
Yeah. So, I mean, challenges, I mean, the real estate industry had challenges since day one. I think that you're always dealing with, I mean, at the beginning, just trying to get through people, let's say, just trying to build your database. But I think right now one of the biggest challenges is there was a big change in the industry. So this change is just all about you having an agreement to show a house,
Mm-hmm.
right? So before you could meet somebody first time and say like, okay, I'll show you 123 Main Street. I'll see you there at 4 p.m. First time you met the person without them having to sign something,
Yeah.
right? Now it's mandatory.
Mm-hmm.
To see a house, we need to have an agreement. So the biggest challenge is been to get people to, hey, I'll sign it.
Yeah.
Something that I think that, and just to answer your question, because one of the things is when this came out, like this news came out last year in November, and the changes were gonna be implemented in August 17th.
This year, yeah.
Pearson Smith did an amazing job at training us with everything.
Ahead of
We
time.
were like ready for it. And one of the things, and I go back to that because I like to throw flowers like to Pearson Smith,
Yeah.
and it's Eric. His culture is all about we're gonna get through this. So you see, is you go to a place that you know you're gonna make it because there is a guy that's actually doing that. He motivates you. Hey man,
Yeah.
we're gonna get through that. And that's the thing. Like we were scared. Well, I mean, I was worried. I was worried because I thought maybe things are gonna change and they're gonna do things differently. But we got the changes, and it's been September, October, 2 months,
Mhm.
like almost 3 months, and I haven't had an issue. I mean, I had people that told me, "Hey, Francisco, I can't sign that. I don't feel comfortable signing it."
Yeah.
I tell them, "Look, don't worry about it. I understand. I don't want to, I hate putting the pressure on you, but that's what we have to do.
Yeah,
Let's just
in
do
order
it
to
for a day, for a house. Look, it's kind of like my introduction to you. You meet me, see the house, you don't like it, you don't like me, then you go and find somebody else,
Yeah.
right? But But with most people, it's been fine. It's been fine. I try to tell them, look, I mean, I know this is a conversation you probably didn't have before. I know it's new. Myself, I wouldn't sign an agreement the first time. I haven't met you.
Yeah.
I just know your name. I probably saw a picture of you on Facebook, but I don't feel comfortable doing it. So to people, I tell them, look, I mean, it's fine. I completely understand. I see your approach. It's gonna be fine. I'll make it as easy as possible. I mean, if people don't want to sign an agreement, sometimes tell them, you know what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna see if they have any open houses. You can go to those, check it out, so you don't have to worry about like the agreement, stuff like that. You try to work in ways to help them, and the biggest challenge has been that, you know,
Yeah.
people just saying I'm not gonna sign anything and just getting through that. But it's just gonna be a transition.
Yes.
Eventually, people's gonna.
It's gonna be like
I have
second
to
nature.
do
Like,
it.
oh, it's what I have. It's what
Yeah.
everybody has to
Yeah.
do now. But when it's something new, people are it's like if they're
It's-
not educated, they're like, "What am I signing? Like, why
Yeah,
do I have to?
I mean,
I didn't never have
why?
to do this before. Are you scamming me? Like, what's going on?"
Yeah, it's
No,
like
it's a new law actually that just happened. You can Google it, and I like your approach where you're like, you don't have to sign it if you want. Let's go to an open house. To me, somebody being genuine like that and not forcing or pushing me, like, sign the damn paper, like.
Yeah, exactly.
That would make me just want to sign the paper because I'm like, look, he's not forcing me to do
Yeah.
it right now.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'll just do it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's so that's the approach I have too. So I like to help however I can, and like I told before, I see that I have great clients that I work with, and they become friends, and I have people that I met that they decided to go with somebody else, right? But it's just that personality thing. Like when you click with somebody, you just click with somebody. So what I wanna give to people is like the flexibility to say, look, I'm here to help. There is an open house. You can go to that open house, check it out. Sometimes they call back. It's like, hey, Francisco, you know, I like the house. Can we go see it again? Okay, I'll send you the agreement. They're okay, I'll sign it. And it's fine. If they say, you know, it's fine, or they probably find somebody else, that's completely fine.
Yeah.
But at least, you know, you give them an option.
Yeah.
So they don't feel like, I just want to go see a house. Maybe the first house they're going to go see, right?
Yeah.
They're not ready. Maybe in 6 months, a year, they might be ready. Then they come back.
Yeah. No, that's wonderful. I
Yeah.
like what you're doing. You should keep doing that because I like that style because I don't like when somebody's
Thank
pushing
you,
it.
thank
You
you.
didn't even explain to me why I have to sign this, and you didn't even offer me any other options. Is there anything else I can do? So good job. Keep doing
Thank
that. I
you.
like that style. Is there anything that maybe I haven't touched on that you want to share on the podcast? Maybe about yourself, your family, your upbringing, your business, stuff in the industry.
No, I mean, most of the conversation, you know, share about me. I mean, one thing that I can tell you is I love this business, right? I've done a lot of things, drove Uber, managed in restaurant, bartending, serving, retail, hotel.
Wow.
Also, it's been all over
You've
the
got a
place.
resume there.
Boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom, bumping. And the first time, you know, finding something that you really are passionate about, that's always been my goal. Hey, I need to find something that I'm really passionate about. When I start talking about it, I just get excited. I like it. And I like learning about it. I like helping people. I definitely enjoy meeting people for the first time and having the opportunity, even sometimes when it's a half hour that I'm gonna meet them, having the opportunity to provide information. And one of the things is I work with a lot of, I work with all kind of buyers, sellers, but when working with first-time home buyers, that is so gratifying. It's amazing because young couples that are trying to start, and when you help them find a home and just that excitement on their faces when they're moving, they're getting the keys and they're planning everything after they get the house, that's gratifying. Families, a lot of Hispanic families too, that maybe their dream has been to have a house for the past 15 years, right?
Yeah.
And they never had the chance, but you know, we'll figure it out. I mean, I had clients that I've been working with for like 4 years, and they finally were able to buy a
Wow.
house. So just that keeping there, but the business is I enjoy it. I think there is a thing that when you do something and you get that, you know, you feel good about. You say, okay, I know this is how I'm paying my bills and I'm getting paid, but at the same time you can say, but I'm doing something that is gonna do something good for somebody. You know, in the long term, this is
A positive impact in the
exactly.
world. Yeah.
Growing in, you know, their future is gonna be much better with, you know, having a home because their money is gonna grow and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty much, you know, that. Enjoy it and, you know, just keep on going at it.
That's so awesome. I'm proud of you. A little round of applause
Thank
for
you,
you.
thank you.
No, that's so cool. And I can genuinely tell that this is like your passion and your love, and like the fact that you went through so many things and you finally found what you love, and like it seems that you really love to help people, and seeing the smiles on their faces of, I can't believe I own a house. Thank you so much. Like you are like literally the key, not the key to the house, but the key to the key to get to the house. Like, and you help them because it's a process. Like I feel like real estate wouldn't exist if it was so easy to get a home. Anybody could just do it themselves. But no, it's a process, and you guys study so hard and like train to know everything you possibly can to be on the side of the buyer or the seller and to help benefit them. And yes, it helps you too, but it also, everything will just be more smooth and will go better if you have the interest of your clients, and you just want to help ease the process for them, so that way they can look back and be like, wow, Francisco made this so easy for me, and like he was such a chill dude. Like I would do that again.
There you go.
Let me refer him to everybody. So, round of applause for you.
Thank you,
That's
thank you.
awesome.
No, yeah, that's definitely, you know, a good feeling. It's a good feeling when you call people and I tell you, like, for example, good people I met first time, and I did so many. I mean, I got out of my way to do things, drop flyers at homes. So I have a story, right? In Springfield, she's a nurse.
Yeah.
She wanted to go to a specific location where, like, the unit that she wanted was limited, and every single one of the units that were coming on the market were selling. That was like before COVID.
Yeah.
They were selling really fast, so we were losing.
Damn.
So I was like, let me get you a house for her and her daughter. So I started going to this neighborhood, and I dropped little bags with my business card and a note on the doors of the ones that I knew looked like the one she needed.
Yeah.
We got one, like
Ahead of time.
an amazing one. It was a couple that was moving to North Carolina. Hey, Francisco, how are you doing? We saw your note, blah blah.
Oh, look at that.
Her sister, the seller, her sister was a realtor in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And she helped her through the process and everything, but it was just amazing because it's things like that, right? It's just
going
getting
that extra step.
Getting that's a, you know, stories like that make you keep on going, right? And you know you can do that again for somebody else. And it just maybe write a book about those.
Yeah, there you go. A book in the works for Francisco. He's gonna write a book. It's gonna be available everywhere on Amazon, guys. Just wait for it. I'm kidding, but or maybe not. Maybe it could happen. But no, I'm gonna ask you my last question now. I like to ask everybody this, but do you have a quote or a saying, or maybe something that somebody told you in your life that you think about often, and you're just like, oh yeah, like that resonates with me, or like that inspired me? Can you share that with us?
A quote.
Or maybe even a song lyric, or a commercial said something, and you were like, that's true. Anything.
Trying to think about a quote. I mean, I don't have many. No, I think I'm not. One, but I don't think I have it right. Like, that's
It's
the thing
okay.
with me, is something about don't judge somebody.
Until you walked in their shoes? Something like that?
Don't judge somebody because it's something like if we were raised, if we were raised like that, we probably would be there.
That's crazy.
I read that. Where did I read that? But you see, it's like I chop English sometimes.
No, that's okay. A lot of people ask this question too, and they're like, I'm gonna butcher this quote, but I get what they mean.
It's like I'm trying to. It's how to. It's a book. How to influence. No, how to make friends.
Yeah.
Danny Carney. It's a book. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Yeah, but what was the quote? Just summarize it in your own words. Maybe.
Yeah, my own words pretty much. You know, is don't judge others.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if I was raised where they were raised, I probably would be that person, right? So it's just understanding other people.
Yeah.
Trying to like be on their shoes, like you said at the beginning. It's just be on their shoes.
Yeah.
But I'm big on that. I have so much respect for everybody. I just enjoy meeting people, and I think that we need more love around, more understanding.
Yeah.
It's, I think life, the world is a little bit, you know, it's
Can get
tough.
crazy.
It's crazy and it's tough, and it's sometimes, you just need kindness around.
Yes.
And I'm big on that. So my kids and everybody's like, hey kids, this is big.
Yes, exactly. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you for sharing your passion, your journey, insights. We really appreciate you being on the Woman Show.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.